Trying to figure out, is that Zelda?
No, it's the
The theme song.
theme song. I believe this is Greek. A Greek theme.
Great theme. Sounds like Zelda. Okay. Editing the captions live. Ish.
Oh my god.
So building up from the rookie matchup to Poseidon.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad that you well, let's be fair here. Break Penguin is he is no slouch. Neither is Carnage. So
That's the point. It starts at rookie, goes up a level, and then goes up another level.
no. Like I would say Poseidon and Levator are actually like
Okay.
about the same level, if not slightly below Carnage. But
Okay, fair enough. It's like I just got a whole bunch of chests for that skirmish match. A whole bunch of legendary chests, giving uncommon gear and a puncher.
Welcome.
Ooh. I'm gonna advise where I can sell for a good amount of money.
So you see the rewards.
I did not. What are they? You mentioned it, I think.
Rewards for the show match. Let me see if we can put it on stream here.
Here,
Oh. Well, that's weird, but 60,000 coins, 1,000 Empire points, and 1,500 Sparta points if you win. And Sparta points can be converted into chests. They can also be converted at now a new lower price than before. So it's going to be awesome. Going to be awesome.
okay, good 500 Sparta points. I can put that to use.
Hunter road spam coming in for sure.
You know nothing.
I fully expect it. I hope he has more than that up his sleeve though, like making villagers. I hope we see a greater than 50 villager game.
Well, if I finish it off before we get to the point where you have 50 villagers, then it's fine, right?
Make it happen.
Okay. Still, 500 Sparta points would be nice.
It would be very nice.
Key. Can the stream hear us, or?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Just checking. Got it. Muted. Muted.
Actually, I should probably unmute myself so I can hear myself.
Good idea.
Audio sounds decent.
Can the stream
I
hear
have a
us?
lot of
Yeah.
random building
okay.
gear that just
Just
sucks,
checking.
apparently.
Got it. Muted. Muted. Oh wow, yeah, I do.
Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. I think I might need to just increase my own volume a little bit, and we should be good to go. Do you want to talk through your strategy here, Hunter, or are you gonna give us a sneak peek on what you want to do?
Well, okay. I'm assuming I'm against Egypt.
Against Egypt, it
and
looks like, yes.
yeah, and of the civs, I know how to play well, ish. I think Celts are really my option. And so there's not much I can do to counter massive ranged attacks other than, of course, slingers, and nothing else. So I'm just gonna go tons and tons and tons of slingers, of course.
Yeah,
No,
seems
no
very,
woe
very
ridders,
you.
no woe ridders at all.
Seems very, very you.
Exactly. So no woe ridders, just slingers, just maybe some long swordsmen thrown in there.
Just a couple.
Just a couple, just because that's how you play these guys, right? I think.
Thanks, Weary. Much appreciated.
So I've been told.
That's exactly how you play this. Okay, I'm excited. You guys excited? Let us.
I think so.
Well, with that, Hunter, I'm gonna have to let you go so you can focus on the game while I talk shit in the background.
So I can't stream snipe. Got it.
No. Please do not stream snipe. But
will
there is a delay.
Try
so
my hardest.
Regardless, you won't be able to stream snipe.
True.
I hope.
We will see.
Oh, look at that. What is this?
Hmm?
Oh my
Glory
God.
to the Empire!
Glory to the Empire. What might that be?
Glory to what?
Gotta support, man. Gotta support. Okay. I'll let you go. We'll talk soon.
Okay. See
See
ya.
ya.
Hopefully after I win.
That was Hunter. Well, that's kind of,
Ahura Mazda bless you.
I don't like that. That's too small. Hey, get out of the chat, Hunter. Or mute it and put it on another screen or something. But not put it on another screen. Mute it. And, I'm not promote you. Let's get this show on the road, everybody. We got a pretty good community challenge this time around. We started off with Hunter and Bullet Ants. Hunter's my really good friend from many moons ago. We used to play back in the day, the community challenge. Here we go. Let's see if we're starting. Looks like we're in, and I forgot to change. I forgot to change my. Here we go. 1080p for the scrubs. Oh, yes. Okay, we're going to have to restart. Hold on. I think this happened before. Where? Alright, this happened before where if I change the graphical settings, the actual top parts here, like I don't see the people's stuff. So I think I figured out the reason for that glitch last time. Okay, we'll return to the capital city. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Just need to change my own display settings to 1080p here. I always forget. Okay. Hey, Yuri, good to see you. That's a great sound. Okay. Technical difficulties, but that's why we do Hunter versus Bullet Ant first. Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. Ghost Lake. Bullet Ant herself wanted to choose this map, so let's see what she can do on it. And now that I know it's actually, in fact, a she, I will not be using the wrong pronouns. Bullet Ant going for some early aggression. Actually, let's introduce the players right here. So we got Bullet Ant. Apparently, she played the game back in the day when she was just a wee young lad or missy. And same thing with Hunter. So these are both players who had played the game in the original, while the original game was running. However, both of these players are PvE players. Sadly, Hunter never really got into PvP, despite how much I tried to get him into it. But he was there at the birth of my PvP career when I was getting slapped by Zuda in the Steve Community Challenge. I remember calling him up and saying, like, I had a great game against Zuda, but I lost. So you can actually, like, I think I have that video still on my channel, which is pretty funny. Bullet Ant with a much cleaner opening build. Possibly Yuri. First female community challenge participant ever? Possibly. So she's going for that early town center. Hunter is, what has he got? 4 people on hunts, 4 people on wood, getting up his houses, stage up. This is excellent. No barrack by either player. I'm actually quite surprised. In previous maps, somebody dropping. No. His internet cut out. Alpha Leopard, it's Star of Night casting today. Sadly, nobody wanted to cast with me. Yeah. All right. Well, this is good. We only got 1:50 into it. Builds had yet to be established. I'm sure that Hunter will jump back online when his internet comes back on. Slight technical difficulties. Slight technical difficulties. So what happens with some of our newer players, or some of the players that don't play PvP as often, they don't feel the need to open up their ports. Guys, got to make sure to open up all your ports. Hunter's back. We'll get this started right away. Apologies for the delay. Oh, no. In the meantime, what do you guys think of the new rewards for the community challenge? Is that gonna make you want to play the community challenge more if you're not that much into PvP? If you are into PvP, does it okay, hold on. I think I gotta log off soon. Wait. Okay, excellent. He's in the party. And we're gonna get this game started in half a second. Troller's been on a hot streak, so that's going to be a great game as well. Alright, switching back. We're in this for real this time. Bullet Ant. Ant, because she's a girl. Which makes sense, like Aunt. Hunter discovers an early hunt, which is excellent. Hunt because he's Hunter. Quick introduction again for these players. Bullet Ant may be the first female participant in the community challenge. Potentially. And Hunter. Both these players are actually very long time Age of Empires Online players. Hunter's been playing with me since we first started back in 2013, 14, 2012, whenever it came on Steam. And just rallying some of the sheep around the map. Hunter actually going for an early hunting dogs. A lot of hunts so far. And hopefully on this map it's really good if you can get the 9 sheep that are scattered across the map. Hunter's getting 3 of them, but Bullet Ant looks like she's getting 6. Standard opening for Bullet Ant here then. Same no barracks play. She's getting a storehouse on the wood, getting a storehouse on her stone. Excellent storehouse placements all around. Let's look at Hunter's base. He's doing now he's got 6 guys on food. and the rest are being rallied to wood. And he's going to get his three houses out so we can get to the second age really quickly. I'm liking Bullet Ant's build better. 10 villagers to the 11 actually. She might have missed a cycle. But she's going to be ahead in the long term with this second town center. She just needs to make sure that she has everything lined up beforehand, right? Like, you need to make sure you have your, you age up at the appropriate time. Hunter coming in to steal these sheep, and he runs away with them. Oh my God. The plays. How did Bullet Ant let this happen? She's gonna come and try to steal it. Hunter's got to split off these sheep. He's got to split them off. Oh no, Bullet Ant's gonna see this. She's not letting this happen. Stopped in their tracks. Sent packing. Hunter can't take this lying down. What will he do? Okay, here we go. Hunter loves the aggression. He's got 500 food. That's a lot. That's a lot of food. I did a practice session with him. But he constantly has these like huge amounts of X amount of resource and has a hard time spending them. And right now he's stealing it back again, and he's splitting the sheep up. He's trying to steal it, make value from his scout. But I think he lost his scout in the meantime. So not the best trade for him. In the meantime, he has not aged up yet. Still focusing on villager production. He's going to age 2 right now, and using some of his excess food to get up some spearmen. Might not be the best play, but spearmen aren't useless against Egypt, right? Camels are definitely a thing. Excellent TC placement here by Bullet Ant, and at a really good time too. 4 minutes, pretty good for these PvE players. Barracks coming up instead of a stables for Bullet Ant. Hunter continuing to make spearman production, getting up a second barracks, getting up second storehouse on his wood line. Even more houses, so he wants to be prepared for a hopefully large transition into longswordsman to really put pressure on his opponent. He has not seen, let's see this. He has no idea about the second town center. He knows that she's going to the second age, but outside of that, no vision. Which is what happens when you're a dirty sheep thief. Alright, 2 barracks created. Getting conditioning. Conditioning now adds plus 5% movement speed to these already 7-speed Celt units. They're going to be able to zip across the map. No problems. Getting storehouse on gold. Watch post. I think that might be a misclick here. I know we have a beginner game, but this is reserved for the very, very early. I remember I played against somebody who put down a watch post as their like second building ever at the start of a game. That kind of hurt me to see. On the back of this, let's look at how wisely actually Bullet Ant is spending her resources. She could do with some additional allocation of food villagers, but spending her resources really wisely, except for actually, yeah, there's a lot of people on gold here. So some potential to get better here, but spending her wood, her food really wisely. 30 villagers to the 24 of Hunter. Hunter getting Spearman Champion. I like it. He has enough to actually get a second town center, and I think that's what he's about to do. Where is he going to put it? Right here. Another really great spot. A little bit late, 7 minutes, but he has the force to defend it. This is 17 spearmen. Not sure what he's focusing on, but he is not producing any spearmen. He's not producing any. What is he trying to do with this villager here? He's not doing anything with his production. I think that's something that a lot of new players, not a lot of new players to PvP, don't do, or yeah, they don't do. They one of the major keys to being successful in Age of Empires Online is just that constant unit production, right? It'll allow you to have a much larger army than your opponent, and it's that larger army that'll win you those fights. And then, of course, it's the 37 to the 29 villagers that Bullet has that will be able to remax your army quicker than your opponent. Hunter making caravans. Okay. Interesting. Let's see if... okay, this is a play out of Pharos' books, actually, in a nice 2v2. Actually, interesting. He's crossing the map with these units. I'm not sure if that's the best play after just establishing a caravan line. How fast do these units go? 7.3 speed against the 9.5 of the Cav. The Cav won't be able to do anything, and it'll give Hunter the time to make more units, hopefully. He's still on only 2 barracks. This marking line isn't bad. And I think he ran out of stone here. Never mind. He's even getting the gold mine here. So I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see what both players can do. Hunter now has both town centers going up and a caravan line, so he should be able to catch up quickly in the villager lead. In the meantime, both players roughly even on population. So Hunter splitting up his army to deal with these axemen and then going for the villagers in the wood line. Excellent play. He should be able to take out a couple of villagers. He's not focusing any one of them in particular. One of them goes down, pushing some of them into the base here, causing havoc across Bullet Ant's in Bullet Ant's base. He's going for some. Yeah, here we go. He's targeting some villagers in particular. Bullet Ant just got up to the 3rd age, so she's focusing a lot. She put a lot of her resources into that. Hunter going for some houses, not necessarily the best play in my mind. He is getting some pick-offs on some villagers, disrupting some gathering time, but he's got to make sure to be able to macro behind this. He only has 1 food gatherer right now, so I think he needs to reorganize some of that, and that's something that a focus on your economy, like something you gotta do. Focus on your economy while attacking into the base of your opponent, because if you don't, there's 47 villagers to the 45, but Hunter can't remass. Anything that he has in his base is all he's got, and Bullet Ant's going to come in here with her camels and try to do some economic damage. Not that much is going to be done, but let's see here. 17 villagers on food now, so he's getting up a 3rd barracks. He's walling off his base here, so I like this. He's at 115 pop. He just needs to spend his resources wisely. And same thing with Bullet Ant. She might have been housed for a little bit, but now is getting up her 3rd town center. Third town center for Bullet Ant, and they're almost mirroring each other in this build. The way that they're cutting and cross-sectioning the map here with their... oh, here we go. Small little raid being cleaned up by Hunter here. But the way that they're cutting off the map with their walls is really, really excellent to see. And they're sort of allowing this middle section of the map to be open. And that was something that I brought up before where... oh, an excellent guard towers here. Bullet Ant doesn't want any of that to happen again. Even getting up an armory. Excellent job there. Barbed arrows in the works. Hunter, let's see here. 49 villagers to the 55. So he needs to, oh, excellent little wall here for his market line. But he needs to continue to make, ooh, what the heck is this? Okay. Yeah, he needs to continue to make some units. Yeah. Going age 3, actually. So Hunter a little bit delayed on that age 3. Hunter making walls in his holes. Holes in his walls, not walls in his holes. He has all this stone invested in these walls. It's quite a bit. He should make sure to finish them. In the meantime, he has like 2,800 gold. And he's trying to get these alpine boars, actually. 500 food each. And he does have hunting dogs, so that is not bad, but he's making spearmen in his base. And this is something I love about Hunter, but that's just me. He loves rotating his buildings to get them in the optimal, beautiful spot. I can't fault the guy. Like, look how nice this looks. Bullet really securing her position. Struggling for food though. Only 10 villagers on food, and pretty much the camels that she's going to make cost 60 food, and she has now triple villager production she needs to make sure to keep on with. So I'd like to see her put more villagers on food. Yeah, but this is it. This is what we expected from Hunter. With all that gold, he can make a ton of really, really powerful Woad Raiders. One of his favorite units in the game. Hunter doesn't like he doesn't like putting additional guys on wood. He thinks that as Celt you don't need wood, and that's fair, but not fair at the same time. I think wood is an excellent resource. Let's see how 41 for the market line of Hunter, who is behind. He has 54 villagers to the 69 of Bullet, who's getting armory upgrade after armory upgrade, who's getting Axeman champion. But Hunter coming into the base just as Bullet was leaving. So let's see what damage he can do. He's trying to pick off some Priestess of Ra, but he's pretty much just going into the base and dying to these guard towers. And let's see here. Hunter is being attacked at the front of his base, and he has nothing here to defend it except for a couple woes. He needs to make sure to not waste them on the camels. And yes, he's focusing the chariot archers. He gets a pretty big surround here, so if Bullet doesn't focus them or kite them, the woes could do a little bit of damage here, but I don't think there's enough woes in the mix here. Or maybe there are, actually. Don't keep focusing them, Hunter. Keep focusing them. He's coming back with some of his units. He knows he needs to defend. This is something you don't want to see. A Q is empty. He's focusing too much on the micro and not too much on the Q. And there it is. He's queuing them up. He needs to make sure he's not freaking out. This isn't a position you can't come back from. You can very well come back from this. He did good damage, and I think this should spur him to hopefully make some more units, make some more villagers. But he's running a bit low on food right now at the moment. And Bullet Ant's coming in. She smells blood, producing out of all of her production facilities. Hunter just cleaning up this small group of camels, and that's when the chariot archers are going to come in. Hopefully Hunter plays it smart. He doesn't need to engage this right now, but he has a huge amount of Woad Raiders. He should be able to take this out. These charged Woad Raiders do some extreme amount of damage against the chariot archers. So he's taking out a couple of them, but they're getting stuck on the camels, the meat shield in front. But he's able to repel it away. He is making some more villagers, which is good to see, but he did lose quite a bit. That's something that Bullet needs to be aware of, and now she's saying maybe chariot archers aren't the way, and instead she is making some camel rider champions. In the meantime, I saw her do this before. I don't know why I love it so much, but she's making a proxy base, which isn't really that much of a proxy base, but does, I guess, secure her foothold on this external gold mine. But Hunter really doesn't have to worry about gold. He needs to worry about villager production. He needs to worry about being 70 pop down at the moment. That's what he needs to worry about. He is getting some stuff on stone. I would like for him to reestablish this wood gathering here. He is making up some more, creating some more houses. But he has this huge 44 Woad Raiders. He needs to do some raiding because these 44 Road Raiders are going to be eaten alive by these champion camel riders. 44 Woad Raiders. He's going to scout the map. Hopefully he'll see these camel riders. 59 villagers to the 83. So he sees what he needs. He sees what they have. Okay, and he's trying to go around the world. He's not going to follow. Oh, he's making more Woad Raiders. This is going to be all about doing some economic damage. Maybe he's going for the flank, actually. He might have seen the chariot archers in the back. He is sort of going for the flank. He is. Look at the micro-rose units. He's getting on the chariot archers quite heavily. And they can chase him down. It's 8.3 speed to the 9.4. But these Woad Raiders are gonna die every single time to these camel riders if they're not paying attention. Oh, these chariot archers are falling down so quickly. Really good micro, but again, it's the macro that's gonna win the game in the end. Bull and Ants getting her armory upgrades. Hunter still has no armory upgrades. They're skirmishing. They're battling for the middle of the map. And if Bull and Ant doesn't get her full army in this, these Woad Raiders do a ton of DPS early on in the game. Early on in the fight, so that they might be able to just clean this up regardless of the upgrade advantage. And they do. Look at that. Hunter. Woad Raiders. The power of Woad Raiders, guys. 59 villagers to the 89. He's cleaning up these walls, making sure that there's no entrances into his base. But this is the time that Hunter needs to push in. Or heal up with some druids. That could also be a good play. Bull and Ant making a fairly impressive, proxy base here. Hunter still down in pop. He doesn't have. Finally getting an armory upgrade. Finally making the rest of his houses. This is exactly what he needs. But he still needs some more caravans. He still needs some more villagers. 60 is good, but it's not enough. I'm liking that he's building more barracks. He's using his wood appropriately. This is a scary force, but these chariot archers are continuing to be made. So as long as Bull and Ant continues to make the wrong choice and does not go Axeman, then I think this will be difficult. These siege towers, whatever are going to be coming out of the siege workshops, are going to be eaten alive by the Woad Raiders, which are a very versatile unit, good against sieged, ranged, and priest. And with their charge attack, they do tremendous damage. They should be able to eat through this wall very quickly. Hunter, actually, you can just go right through here. There's nothing here. And this is the problem with having a proxy base. All your units are going to be somewhere else, not in the fight when you need them. He's going to be taking out a lot of these caravan lines. Needs to make sure just to not lose too many of them. Okay, he's in the base. And Hunter's walls are going to be keeping him alive for the meantime. Let's see what damage he can do. He's continuing to make some more... Woad Raiders. That is definitely his favorite unit, and he's trying to go for the throat, going for the TC. He might be able to get it. His damage upgrade is about to kick in. He's at 18 DPS for these Woad Raiders. He needs to make sure not to lose them all to these chariot archers, and he doesn't. Look at this. Look at this micro here. In the middle of his base, though, there has been a hole punched in the wall here. He's cleaned up all of these chariot archers, and he's just going for the throat here. Taking out the TC, boom, third TC gone. Bull and Ant does have a stronger economy, is maxed. Coming in with some elephants on the caravan line of Hunter. But these Woad Raiders, again, like if you're not focusing the Woad Raiders, they're gonna be able to take you down. But Hunter is relying heavily on this market line. He needs to continue to make villagers. But But let's see what economic damage he can do. He's taken out houses. He's capped her in her base. And the only thing that's coming to save the day is chariot archers. Chariot archers, which, if Hunter pays attention here, will be able to take out... Oh no, but it looks like Hunter right-clicked all these villagers and tried to go for the villagers and farms in the meantime. He's going to try to take out the base here, but there's a lot of towers. There are fortresses on fortresses on fortresses, so it's not something the Hunter needs to push into. He's getting up his third TC, so he's going to have lots of pop room, but something that he's missing is now a market line. That was his source of gold. And he also is leaving this side of the wall open. He's pushing into the base or the proxy base of Bullinan. I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. The Pierce armor on Woad Raiders aren't that strong. Yeah, and he's sort of just letting them bleed for nothing. He took a really good fight with that TC, but he's not able to do anything with them now. In the meantime, Bullinan's finally using some of these caravans, or these camels, to do some damage in Hunter's base, who just queued up a ton of spearmen to defend this. I would like to see him make get some more guys on gold, because that's what he needs. If he's going to go all Woads and shut this down, it's best to have even more villagers. 60 villagers to the 84. He's cleaned this up. He has 43 Woad Raiders to the 25 spearmen. He is making more villagers. Excellent. Bullinan has walled this off. She's walled this off. She still has this open section in your base. And again, this open section in your base is not a bad idea. But you need to have an army here to make sure that Hunter just can't walk into your base, can't just take out all three of these caravan lines, can't take out this town center. I missed this, but Bullinan's in the 4th age, getting 4th age bulk and arrow upgrades. So Hunter's going to be at a huge disadvantage, but he's actually making a ton more caravans, which I like. It's excellent to see. He's going to have the resources needed. He's walling off some more. But again, turtling is only good if you have the macro behind it to keep throwing units at your opponents. If you don't, then it'll be very, very difficult. And with this upgrade, the most important upgrade I think that Bullinan was waiting for, the 50% bonus damage to infantry upgrade with the chariot archers. So if these woes don't get a really, really good flank on these chariot archers, it will be game over. So both players just waiting to max. Hunter is at, for the first time in the game, 165 villagers to the 165 pop to the 184 of Bullinan's 72 villagers to the 90. So finally, he's getting above the 50 villager threshold. And yes, Hunter does love his rotated buildings. He loves to rotate them every which way. All right, he's going in. The army of Bullinan is not here. It is missing in action. It's at some faraway land. Let's see what Hunter can do. He can kill all these villagers, these 11 villagers here, and then march into the base and absolutely wreak havoc on the market lines. She just destroyed her market lines? She destroyed her market lines. No, she built them over here. She built her market line over here. So she switched her market line up because her previous TC got destroyed. Here we go, Hunter. Gonna clean out all of these villagers here. Still is only on the age 2 army upgrades. He's taken out all of these villagers. Going to age 4 himself. But let's see what he's gonna try to do with this. Here we go. The flank from the chariot archers. Hunter needs to pay attention here. These Woad Raiders are doing crazy damage. He's trying to forward build a fortress. But here we go. He's in the base. He sees the market line. He can do extreme amounts of damage to the economy of Bullinan, who relies heavily on these 80 gold chariot archers, and he's in. What can they do to the 65 Woad Raiders? Bullet seemingly has the economy, has the pop, has everything she needs, and Hunter's just going for the throat. He sees that all these caravans are going this way, and he's going to follow them and wait for them to stop and take them out. Or he's going for the TC. He's going for the TC, folks. In the meantime, this small raiding but really powerful army of Bullet Ant here is going to try to take out Hunter's very, very important gold and market line. So it's sort of a base trade situation. However, Hunter has a lot of units here. Taking out the TC. Boom. Gone. Taking out some stables. Not the most important thing in the world. Taking out houses, though. Hunter able to clean this up really nicely, actually. I think Bullet wasn't quite prepared. He's making this with one unit. Okay, his attack sort of fizzled out. But he does have he's getting all the upgrades he needs. Close combat expertise, Woad Raider champion. He's taking out houses. He might be able to see some of these villagers here. He has not even lost his market line, which is excellent. If he pushes out here, he might be in for a world of hurt. But he's going for all the houses here. He's going to pop cap Bullet Ants. But that's not the important thing. I think the important thing is that she has 1 caravan, 2 caravans, 3 caravans, 4 caravans, and they're not doing anything for her. And 0 gatherers on gold elsewhere. Hunters continue to sacrifice these units here. Critically missing these armory upgrades. So Pharaohs, absolutely you're right. I feel like Bullet Ant can really use some. Bullet Ant's making some houses here on this side of the map. He's making another fortress outside of his base. I think that's less important than just walling off your market line. But Bullet Ant is severely lacking gold. Let's see where she's going to try to get it. There's some gold here in her very safe base. There's a ton of priests of Ra here. That's kind of weird. Oh, look at this! Hunter's fortress is doing work. Already killing some villagers here, but gets taken down by 5 villagers. Hunter going for the throat. This is something that you don't see every day, folks. Taking out fortresses with Woad Raiders, taking out all these houses with Woad Raiders and Spearmen. He's on his game. 75 villagers to the 44 of Bullet Ant. Whoa! Somehow Hunter has taken the economic advantage. Bullet Ant truly does, to Pharaoh's point, need some racks. And Hunter able to just clean this up. Woad Raider it up. No chance, despite the armory upgrade disadvantage. This is our cure-all, I guess, for... What is this? Oh, this is now the new caravan line for Bullet Ant. Very secure. There are 3 fortresses here. And not a lot of pierce damage, or pierce armor for the Woad Raider champions. Hunter's getting Ram champion before any of his armory upgrades. Finally getting some armory upgrades. Okay, he's going for the throat. He's going for the proxy building. And this is a force that seemingly can't be stopped. Despite not having the advisor to do bonus building damage, Bullet Ant doesn't have the economy to stop this at all. And Hunter's just going for all of the buildings, regardless of how costly it is to his economy. And there it is, the GG from Bullet Ant. Somehow, someway, from the seemingly brinks of destruction, Hunter has pulled out a win. That was the most unlikely situation ever. Bullet Ant seemingly had everything going for her. Had second town center up before, villager lead before. Let's look at the quest stats here. current villager population, Hunter was down the whole game. The whole game, from the mid game, and he stopped making villagers here, and this is when I started complaining over and over again. And then he kept making some of the caravans here, and I guess this open hole in the base of Bullet Ant was the death of her, and also the fact that she wasn't making any anti-infantry. Great job, Hunter. That was fantastic. That was a lot of fun. Okay. That gets me pumped. Gets me pumped for the next game. Okay. Thank you both for playing. We're going to get our next game started up. Carnage Stroller versus Break Penguin. Both players. Both players going to Egypt. I love it. You know what I want? I want let's get some suggestion to the chat. What map do you want to see Break Penguin and Carnage play on? Any particular map that we would like to see? We got Arabia, Big Island. Haven't seen Big Island in a while. Coastal, Oasis, Sheltered Pass, Treasure Island, Equal Footing, Bandit Canyon. Woodland Maze. Woodland Maze isn't so bad. Haven't seen that in a while. Great Lake. Coastal. Coastal from Rakim 1. Let's see what the players think. Coastal? Coastal is one. Yeah, also no Coastal. No Shizzle Top. I think Lowland Groves looks pretty nice. I haven't played on that map before. Unless I don't remember it. Persian Quarries from Spartan Elite. That's actually, I really like that map. Small Wild. Oh. Oh. Okay. Penguin getting really creative. Oh my god. Small Wildwoods. Get the colors from the players. Break Penguin going. They're both kind of go pink. Break Penguin called it first. He gets pink. Black. Gold. Okay, gold it is. Okay, let's get this started. Okay, Wild Woods. Troller, Carnage, Troller aka Carnage on Wild Woods. Well, this is a strange one. So the rush distance, so on this map, on Wild Woods in particular, there is a central Wild Woods, right? Or central wooded area. And there are like these straggler trees throughout the map, right? Which is where the name gets its, where the map gets its name. So it's sort of like a battle for, usually have like one good wood line. Same thing here. Penguin has one good wood line. And there's this massive amount of wood in the middle, and you have to sort of fight to get access to the wood line because it's so far away. And it's so easy for your opponent to pressure this. But usually, on the normal size of this map, the rush distance is pretty far. However, there's an option in pretty much in skirmish, in arena, to make the size of the maps smaller or larger than they originally were. So in this case, we've made the maps smaller. So the rush distance is really close to something like an Arabia, except now there's really only two avenues into your opponent's base, from the left side and the right side. So let's see what both players do. Carnage, despite the size of the map, no tower rush arena from Carnage. Deciding to go, despite knowing that it's a small map, with some stone. Let's see if he's actually able to punish Break Penguin for this early aggression. With the advent of the new buff to the TC, which, by the way, I love, Spearman Rushers have been a lot less effective. TCs do more damage. I believe they have more health. They might have also more health. Carnage now sees this, realizes that he might need to do something, and he's sort of just baiting these units in, trying to pick off as much of the Spearman's health as he can before they come into the base, and trying to slow them down as much as possible too, so that he can even gather just the slightest amount more from these deer. Unfortunately, microing too much here will cause him to miss a couple of seconds on his villager production. Smartly deciding to take his stone villagers off of stone and build up a barracks. He's just keeping tabs on all of these units from Break Penguin, who is now pushing into his base. He'll see this and easily be able to turn away. Yep, so really well done by Carnage, even getting that extra second of deer gathering here. And yeah, nothing that Break Penguin can do anymore. Carnage even getting up to the second age, so he's ahead of Break Penguin on that, and getting up Axeman. And Axeman will just easily be able to throw your opponent away. He's trying to make sure to reclaim this hunt. Maybe a bit prematurely, yeah, like... Yeah, there's only these two Axemen are not... Axemen are great, but they're not that good. And he's baiting them into the TC fire. So it's doing his job, and the Priest of Ra is keeping it alive. So yeah. Really good micro there by Carnage. Extremely good micro. Now has enough to make a second TC. Carnage won't be too far... Break Penguin won't be too far behind. But let's see where he decides to establish map control. Could it be right here on this... hunt and gold here? It's not a bad second TC spot, but it can be... it can easily be pressured. Right? Especially with a small distance. If Break Penguin gets up a really nice... some towers, gets up mounts a lot of pressure without going to the second age to get up a second town center. If he just focuses purely on military, he can really put enough pressure on this to... Break Penguin's going to see this now. His units are weak, so he can't do anything with them. Takes out one. Carnage is definitely playing with the health gauges on his opponent's things, so on his opponent's units. So if you do have health gauges, you'll be able to see. Carnage will be able to see this right now. He's going to take this out, and yeah, so will the town center that just got built up. And he's going to use his villagers even to take this out. And yeah, Break Penguin doesn't have enough, at least here. He has a couple throwing axemen on this side of the map. Yeah, a couple throwing axemen here, but not enough to really defend this spot. And he's going to go in with the villagers. When you have your guard tower, they actually have a minimum radius where they cannot shoot anybody underneath it. So Break Penguin is going to easily be able to take this out. And this is almost 200 guard tower investment here. Let's see if he sees this though. He will be able to take this out with his villagers easily, but he might lose a couple in the meantime. And he'll be able to see this as well. Let's see Carnage's vision. Yeah, he sees this coming up, and he's just using his villagers to take them all down. Still only on these like 3 axemen. He has the gold, he has the food. He's deciding, screw it, we're going stables instead. Might be losing this Priest of Ra, actually. I don't know why Break Penguin is abandoning this position. This is a really good spot. Forcing Carnage on this less good wood line here. Okay, going back to the vision of everybody. Break Penguin just now getting up the second town center. So let's get a villager count. 26 villagers for Carnage to the 27. So it looks like some of that early aggression paid off for Carnage, for Break Penguin. Making sure he wasn't too behind on his villager production. In the meantime, Carnage is getting up some camels. He realizes that throwing axemen are just going to absolutely destroy regular axemen if he continues to kite. And he'll be able to kite for days. So I like this by Carnage, making sure to get some camel riders that can actually chase down the throwing axemen. Doesn't have any Priestess of Ra on empowering his town center. So his villagers are going to come out a little bit slower than normal. He won't be able to defend this. Oh, really nice micro. Do you see that? Like, he always just picks off the weak unit every single time. So well done there. Does Carnage see this? He does not. There's a gap in his vision. He's chasing down these throwing axemen who are not really effective against... They're only effective against camel riders. Oh, this micro by Carnage is incredible. Really, really incredible. I am loving this. Unfortunately, the micro costs, dropped villagers, housed, but still. He's getting up a third stables. He's established a lot of map control with, slight caveats here and there. Bull Ant in his base, he's doing pretty well to keep up with this. See the villager count again, 37 to 36, now 38. So both players super even. Hey, should we call it GG because it's Egypt versus Norse, or is that just a troll GG? I hope it's not because it's Break Penguin, because Break Penguin can turn this around very easily. Get up some nice, some really good forward fortresses, and I think, he'll be in this. Okay, Carnage going to the third H. This is what Egypt has been so scary for these last couple of days, and Break Penguin has done a great job of trying to postpone that third H. Missa would be very upset. 9 minutes and 35 seconds for this H3. But then, he took out he took out this bottom section, and he's even coming here and taking out this guard tower. So the map control that Break Penguin established early on is being ceded away, or being given away. He's trying to reestablish map control with these guard towers here. Norse being able to build these are very, very important to that forward building gameplay style. Carnage 45 villagers to the 47. Break Penguin realizing that he's going to need some anti-range, sorry. So he's getting up some raiders. Let's see. He only has 4 villagers on gold, though. So he's going to be really starving for gold for the next little while. Especially if he doesn't do anything. Carnage, empty queue again. So I think he's just... I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to do here, but he's getting up a 3rd town center. Might have been housed, actually. In the meantime, this is exactly what you need to make sure that your opponent doesn't push out with chariot archers, right? Like, you can't push out with chariot archers when you have all these guard towers surrounding you. I would like, though, for some walls to be built here, if possible. Carnage, I guess, is missing these units from Break Penguin that just snuck right by. These guard towers in Carnage's base are going to do wonders to protect any raids that might come in from Break Penguin. Ooh, creating archery ranges. Forward buildings and archery ranges are going to be an excellent addition, actually. Okay. I guess both players are just feeling each other out. Carnage feeling him out on this side of the map. Break Penguin trying to find some stuff on this side of the map. Actually, if he... Yeah, he'll be able to see this now. Break Penguin loves throwing these like one spearman here kind of a thing, just to make sure he gets vision across the map. Break Penguin unfortunately let this go up. But he is getting some villager kills. 1, 2, 3, I think. I think 3 villagers came this way. So not bad, not bad. Skirmishers here. Raiders. And then you have the throwing a ball of... the ball of throwing axemen and spearmen. Okay, this should be cleaned up fairly easily by Carnage. But there are spearmen in the mix, actually, so I take that back. Carnage needs to be careful. 120 pop to the 145, so Break Penguin ahead of villagers, ahead in pop. Carnage floating a lot of resources here that he could use to make some more chariot archers. And this is what he's going to move out with. 11 chariot archers on this side of the map. But that is not where the mass of the army of Break Penguin is. This is a scary army. There's a fortress here to defend. Could be focusing, trying to get some more elephants out. First armory upgrade coming out for for Carnage. I don't see one armory here for Break Penguin, but no armory upgrades. Going to age 3, should be able to put down a 3rd town center right away. Something that, unfortunately, Carnage has not been able to take advantage of, or at least the pop he hasn't been able to take advantage of. But this is a scary army. And I think the benefit of having a small map for Break Penguin is that... Oh, he's not attacking with these, actually. Did you see that? Ooh, they're getting picked off by these chariot archers. But the benefit, as I was saying, with having a small army is that you're unable to keep kiting back and forth and back and forth. Yeah, these skirmishers need to get in the fight. They're not going to do any good just throwing 6 DPS shots at buildings. Oh, the power of the chariot archers defensively are just so good. And it's these guard towers and fortresses and now this elephant that are going to be able to repel the army of Break Penguin really well. And this is sort of the issue with having a forward base, where if you take a fight and engagement really badly, oh wow, Break Break Penguin, really well done here on this side of the map, making sure that now he sees everything that's going on here. But yeah, so if you do take a bad engagement, like it's super easy for Carnage to come here and push out with these elephants, take out all your production facilities and guard towers. So this is 27 skirmishers. No upgrade here for them. And remember, 20% pierce damage upgrade on something that already does 3.5 times damage is pretty huge. Looks like Break did not see this, unfortunately. Or wasn't able to punish these market lines that are coming up for Carnage. Carnage must have been leaving room for... Oh, here's the nasty walls of Wildwoods. See, anybody... You're still on berries in each other's base. A lot of idle villagers here. Break Penguin pushing out with all these units. He doesn't have any anti-cav, though. So these elephants are going to be really, really hurt. Like, look at all this damage that these elephants do to these skirmishers. Well, gets taken down. And these skirmishers, if they're not on the range, they can't get any value. And that's sort of what Carnage is hoping for. Just hiding his chariot archers in his base. Getting up a really good market line. Break Penguin got his third town center on the wood. So this isn't his forward base anymore. This is his base. We will see, Bullet Ant. We will see if this is actually good enough. 28 chariot archers, 3 pop each, to the nearly entirely anti-ranged army here of Break Penguin. There needs to be some good surrounds. They can't let these volleys go off. Each one of these volleys is a 40 DPS pot shot at the army of Break Penguin, who is now getting up some armory upgrades. Carnage getting up his Silver Age armory upgrades for broadhead arrows. Still hasn't gotten scale mail, which is a bit weird. All right, he's trying to push out again with a very defensive army. Let's see if this works. This meat shield is literally just 2 elephants. I love the play. And Shore just like dancing these elephants out in front. If the micro isn't there from Break Penguin, then these chariot archers will fall very easily. And what's left is just the skirmishers. And the skirmishers can't really push into the base. They die to like 3 shots of the TC. Yeah, quite literally like 3.5 shots of the TC. They do a lot of damage against range. We're not saying that they don't, but they play a very niche role. A lot of exposed villagers here for Carnage, so I'm glad that Break Penguin is trying to do something. He's trying to cheekily gather some resources here. Let's check the villager count. That was a big hit, 70 to the 73. So despite taking out, what was that, like 10 villagers? Carnage is still ahead of the game. And he's ahead of the game because, well, looks like these raiders got sacrificed to try to take out the market lines. And Carnage rightly prioritized that over the couple of villagers that were here in the corner. And now he's going to push out with these war elephants. Break Penguin getting hard jaw. Okay, pushing in with another scary-ish force. But again, stopping in the middle of the base with no real target for economic damage. These skirmishers are trying to target the TC. And these raiders, although raiders are 1 pop, don't do the best against chariot archers here. They have 0.33 pierce armor. Let's see these Hardjar actually. Hardjar should have pretty good... Nothing really has that good pierce armor here. Break Penguin Forced to make some horsemen against the camels. Not the camels. The war elephants here. One little love tap by the war elephant to clean that up. I would like to see Carnage. I guess Break Penguin's putting enough pressure on this side of the map that Carnage doesn't seem to be able to find an opening on the other side of the map. 17, now 16 Chariot Archers. Looks like these skirmishers are not able to really do. Oh, what was 13. There's some slight micro here by the skirmishers. And if the skirmisher could only just take out this war elephant, yeah, here we go. 8, 7. That was pretty good. So skirmishers do beat out the Chariot Archers, but you need something out in front. Oh, jeez. These things die so quickly. They die so quickly to TC fire. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Break Penguin even has a hole in his walls here. So if is the sound for these Farbajor like them dragging their chain across the ground? That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is the issue with coming in from this side is that it almost signals Carnage that there's some like open doors here. He needs to make sure to wall this off. Yeah, and Carnage is, he doesn't like walls, but what he does like is fortresses, and these fortresses are more than enough to handle anything Break Penguin throws his way. Looks like Carnage's queue is empty. He's gonna just sit and wait with these really, really cost-effective trades that he's taking, and go to the fourth age. Sorry, 84 villagers to the 79, so fairly even on villagers there. Oh, 34 skirmishers are getting just, if the war elephants ever get on these skirmishers with the 3 times area of effect damage, they really just tear through them. Oh no game sounds. That's not good. Let me fix that. That's weird. Thank you for telling me. That is kind of weird. Okay, should hear it now. Thank you, oh my AJJ. All right, 4th age for Carnage. Thank you. I think I just didn't capture it. My bad. 4th town center already came up for Carnage. Oh, look at that. He's got elephant archers in the mix. But again, let's see if these war elephants are just the perfect meat shield. Yeah, just the absolute perfect meat shield here. Okay. Alright, let's see what he can do. He's coming in again, still not 4th age. He's getting up all his age 3 armory upgrades, but this TC, MVP of the game, has been getting just so many skirmisher kills. I think somebody mentioned before, it would be lovely to see like a kill count for like specific units, and I think this TC would have like at least 30. Okay, this is the perfect static defense for Break Penguin. Carnage really can't do anything with these 15. Oh jeez, Oh my goodness, 58 damage per second. They're chewing through this wall. And they don't even need to chew through this wall because there's this hole in the base. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, these 40 skirmishers. Look how fast they get depleted here. Everything in this army has area of effect damage. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. That's unfortunate. Okay. I think Carnage is just trying to throw these chariot archers away, get as much value as possible with them, and then, yeah, let's upgrade, baby. Elephant Archer champions. And Break Penguin switching to a more standard Spearman Bowman comp. I would like to see some Ulfidens, but I guess that's not in the cards for today. Carnage is running into the base. He is losing a couple units, but this is where the economy, the beating heart, Ulfidens are in the queue. This is where the beating heart of Great Penguin's army economy is. There is 25 villagers, more than that here, plus all the caravans. And Great Penguin is made aware of this now, and yep, Egypt, baby. That was tough. What could Break Penguin have done? Okay, yeah. Login gets disabled in I think 40 minutes by 7 p.m. UST, which is like 1900 UST. I believe that's 1 o'clock. So let's. Poseidon and Lavotrier, I saw both of you. Poseidon messaged me, and I saw Lavotrier in the chat. So make sure both of you guys are logged in and ready to play. That was a great game. That was tough. That was tough. No time for a best of 3. Okay. We do as much as we can. Oh, I gotta switch it to this thing. Okay. Declined my party invitation. Yep. Make sure you guys log in. All right, let's get some brainstorming in the chat going. What was Break Penguin to do? He seemingly had just as good of an economy. Do you need a pressure early on in the game? Do you need to... is there like some point where you go all in? Like an all or nothing in H2 or something like that? Are you forced to go... Like, are you forced to go 1 TC all in rush? Like, I think H4, I don't think you can do anything H4 against Egypt. And I think that's by design. Yeah, I think that was part of it, right? I think Break Penguin could have been more greedy. But I don't think that's necessarily like a bad play, right? Like it's here we go. Like I don't think that's a bad play, right? Because if you're gonna push out with chariot archers, the thing you're scared of the most is the thing you're scared of the most is just the towers, right? Like pierce armor that you pierce that you can't attack, pierce of damage that you can't attack with. Okay, what was the first map here? What was the first map in our series that we were gonna do? Wildwoods. Let's get an equal footing game. No, yeah, troller, you're playing. You weren't really trolling. That's just a really good comp. Okay. Okay. Team 1, Poseidon Ant. Team 2. Where is this map? Am I blind? Wildwoods, right there. Okay. Let's get this game underway. Poseidon declined my invitation again. Tisk tisk, Poseidon. He said he's ready, and then he declines my invitation. Log throwers, yeah, break you. That one TC, that 4 TC, was got so many kills. Penguin unfortunately lost, but it was very close. Yep. You made he made so many skirmishers. It was great. And actually they did a sizable amount of damage. Okay. Signs must be taking a bio break. Yeah, it's almost like you need to go in first with your skirmishers, so that the kiting happened on the skirmishers rather than on your meat line, which you needed so desperately. And then his meat line was just so good, just soaking up all the pierce damage from your skirmishers. Just a really good play. Okay, we're gonna get this game underway. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the Greeks are playing instead of Egypt this time. So Wildwood again. But this time, it's a standard map size. So the rush distance is much longer. Well, not much longer, but slightly longer actually. And the Wildwoods are significantly denser. Persia versus Greeks. So let's see what Lavatur Noir can pull out on his Greeks. I think when I played him in a 2v2 with Poseidon actually, he did a really great job of... Oh, that's kind of bad. It's not the best wood line for Poseidon, but against Lavatur Noir, he sort of went H4, got up the Gastros, got up the scary H4 Greek army, and he did really well pushing into mine and Poseidon's base in a 2v2. So I actually think he'll do pretty good. But let's see what Poseidon can do with Persia. Asabars are going to be strong early game. Bowmen are going to be strong early game. And of course the Greek Tox Ball is going to be extremely strong early game. But we will see. Let's see if any of these players decide to go for a early barracks. I know Lavatur Noir getting up his storehouse on the wood here is probably indicative of an early second town center, and that's the case. Same thing with Poseidon. Might be just slightly behind here because he's going with 6 people on food to begin with. A little bit different of a play, but you could be going for a faster second age and then moving these villagers onto stone afterwards. So not a bad idea. Versus the standard opening build from Lavatur Noir. Actually, seemingly despite having more people on food, Poseidon is behind. 12 villagers to the 12, so no, that's even. And he's redistributing his villagers. Still has 5 on food. Oh no, these guys are on wood. I didn't see that. My mistake. Okay, so both players super fast, age 2, going into a second town center build. Let's make sure that actually both of them have seen this, right? Like, okay, Poseidon sees this. This is good. And Lavatur Noir has not seen this at all. So, it's kind of in the dark here. On what his opponent's doing, right? Like, usually Poseidon and other Persian players shouldn't go early on a second town TC build, but we will see. Lavatur Noir, I guess, because of his lack of scouting, he's deciding to get a very defensive second town center, able to protect or give covering fire to his wood line here, able to really make it hard for Poseidon to push into his base. Poseidon, in the meantime, getting a forward build with just the most excellent placement ever. Nice space between the gold and no space between the berry bushes since they'll be depleted. And transitioning his economy into more food. Hopefully getting up a stables really shortly. Let's see what this villager does. Stables it is. So excellent. No production facilities out by Lavatur Noir anytime soon. Just continue to macro up. This is a mirror build, 17 to 17. Only difference is Lavatur Noir is getting wheelbarrow upgrades in the loom. Not a bad upgrade versus Poseidon and some Osabaras, right? Let's see whether or not Poseidon will be able to. Still has no cursed gloves. Doesn't have hunting dogs, which would have really helped him with all of these cows. Each one of these cows has 200 food, and with the additional conservation, that's like getting a couple extra cows, 1.5 cows extra. The dark car in French. Voiture is car. Shows you how much I remember about French class. Alright, Poseidon checking in. Hopefully dipping out just with 9 HP. If he comes back, gets some aid tent, he can heal his scout up. Let's see if there's any dangerous wolves lurking in the midst. And there are. Okay. Let's see what he has scouted. So he scouted the stables, scouted the TC, scouted the other TC. Okay, so there's a bit more map knowledge on what Poseidon's planning to do. In the meantime, he is getting hunting dogs because he's on 2 different hunts. Getting up his first production facility now, and he's getting up it fast with 5 people. And he needs to get some spearmen out to defend against these raids. I'm surprised Poseidon has not pushed out already, and as I say that, oh, watch this. This is going to be a tragedy. Oh, everybody, say a prayer. I pray for thee, scout. In the meantime, Poseidon knocking him off the hunt. But this loom is going to do wonders. It's going to really save his villagers from any real damage that Poseidon could have done there. But in and out, let's see if he's able to heal up, or no. Am I dropping? Nope. I dropped some frames, but I think we're good. Poseidon is getting some A10, so good. He'll be able to heal up and then take out the scout, say another prayer, and then hopefully go in for another fight. Noir has just a really solid, starting really solid 1-1-1 in his base. It'll be good to defend with until he masses up like a really critical number of whatever units he's trying to go for. Poseidon also going for a nice 1-1-1. Actually, 2 archer ranges. I see a villager count. 38 to the 38. Wow. 1 villager taken out. Not a bad investment, but this loom is paying dividends here. Ceres coming out, Spearman Champion coming out. I'm liking the comp for both players. Like, diversity really is the key in these sorts of matches when you don't want to give or... Oh, Zuda's in the chat. Oh my goodness, Zuda. This is crazy. Or maybe they just continued the gifted sub. I'm not sure. If Zuda's in the chat, good to see you, man. I remember when I used to get beat down by you in the community challenge of yesteryear. Good times, good times. All right, let's see. Sparabara, Bowman, 1 spearman, Asabara as well. Poseidon just continuing. Really good use of his resources here. This bank of gold will be really good for future upgrades, right? Asabara champion, Bowman champion. Just needs to make sure to not lose any of this army. This is a critical point in the game where you can't really afford to lose these Asabaras. You can't really afford to lose his Bowman ball count. And he's sort of just, in an attempt to micro his units, he is losing a lot of his army here. So really good engagement by Laboratoire Noir. And he's forcing Poseidon back. These Ceres are going to do wonders. This Tox Ball that's still intact is going to do wonders. And yeah, that was a delicate point in the game where you really can't afford to take any of those losses. And he's just going to chase him back with these Ceres. Or maybe Yeah. A lot of Poseidon's units are caught up in the queue, so don't be fooled by the fairly even pop counts. This is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to remass here in his base, get up some defensive, static defenses. Avatar Noir even getting up an armory, and that's something that you can do. You've taken the advantage. You've got a favorable trade. Tea, I don't drink tea. No, good pickoffs here. And this is sort of the unfortunate part of having a forward town center. All these resources, yes, you can garrison really quickly, but now these units that are garrisoned in your TC aren't going to be doing anything for you. Poseidon should be able to hold this. This guard tower is going to come in clutch. These spearmen are also going to come in clutch to take out the Seri. And then the rest of the talks are sort of just going to be thrown back by the pierce damage that's being spit out by both the town center and the guard tower. So well done by Poseidon to hold that back, or hold that attack at bay. Yeah, needs to be able to pick this off here. No armories yet for Poseidon. One armory here, and he's getting up his first 2 armory upgrades. Okay, excellent. Avatar Noir almost getting up his second already, and his third. Remasking on this side of the map. Poseidon love this watch post, except for the fact that it doesn't cover this whole section, but I really like it. Let's see, villager count. 58 to the 68. Wow, Poseidon is really showing his macro chops here. Just needs to make sure not to lose this. This is a critical army here at a critical point in the game. If you lose this, you probably won't be able to get to age 3. And if you can't get to age 3, you're going to be really, really behind. And Avatar Noir needs to fall back. Or maybe not. I take that back. The meat shield, as I was saying, was already pre-damaged from the last fight. And he's getting chased down. There's a lot of Seris in this fight. And now Poseidon, he sort of has this choice. Does he max out again, or does he go to the 3rd age? And he's choosing to max up. He doesn't have the gold, doesn't have the food. The Greek player needs to make sure not to stream in his units like this. Yeah, regroup. Okay. I would like to see the Greek player actually take that, because he took such a great engagement. Let's get to the 3rd age, get some upgrades going. Although, as I say that, Poseidon does have 77 villagers to 60. He is going to the age 3, so that's good. Poseidon is not going to be going to age 3 anytime soon. And he's more focused on defending this fight right now. This raid from the Greek player, I like this a lot. He's trying to get something done. He knows he's putting the pressure on Poseidon. And another armory for Poseidon in the back here. He is getting scale mail. Not something that I think he needs over temper. So I'm getting more production facilities, stables, everything else out. Yes, Crunchy. Here we go. Here's the fight. Here's the engagement. Both players have seemingly the same armory upgrades. Poseidon's meat shield here is not existent anymore. It's just a couple Sparabara and no spearmen. He is getting some cover fire from the TC, but not from this guard tower here. And these Seris are doing work. 14 Seris in the army here, and not enough spearmen to counter them. Such a strong position here, but for Poseidon though. Well, I hope you're enjoying the stream, Grungy. Okay, here we go. Another army, or is this the same armory that just didn't get built? 4 stables coming up. He still's not in H3. He's making Sparabar champion instead of Spearman. I think that's a mistake, but I could be wrong. Vatoranar making sure that his foothold on this side of the map is not going to be contested in case he falls back. Poseidon is H3 actually right now. Take that back. He is maxed at 160 or 160. Vatoranar doesn't have a third town center. And here comes another engagement. I would love for Poseidon to wait for these upgrades, these very critical upgrades to kick in. This is Bowman Champion we're talking about, and Asabar Champion. These 35 Bowmen are going to have a hard time dealing with these series, especially not having any Spearmen in the mix. Uh-oh. And some Peltaster here, actually, I see. With the new and improved range, so 20 attack range versus the 18 attack range of Bowman. So they have a better attack range than Bowman and do actually the same DPS. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, Crunchy. I'm laughing with you. Okay, third town center, third age Rams coming in. See, another fortress coming out from Laboratoire Noir. Oh, this is really going to put pressure. Let's see. He's pushing out with a lot of range, actually. So some Asabars would be really clutch in this spot, and they are. They're doing some good damage. But there is a fortress here, and this all-ranged army of Poseidon, which isn't maxed, but is about the same population as the Greek players. 74 villages to the 88. Yeah, these Asabars are doing good work. And I think, yeah, Poseidon's switching to Takabara. This is a really good tech choice here. Hoplites are coming in. He needs to make sure not to let this fortress get up, because if it does, it might be able to take pot shots at this TC. And yeah, he's making a break for it. He's making a run for it. Hopefully he's able to take out these remaining units and then take out all the villagers. Or he's going to get a good majority of the damage done, but he won't be able to finish it in time, I don't think. Oh, he will! He'll take out the full fortress. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was a crazy push by the Greek player, Poseidon, whose economy behind all of this is actually able to sustain like this constant pressure. He's at 160, 175 somehow, some way. With this full ranged army, just a couple of Sparabara and Asabara in the mix. Poseidon actually has a really good market lineup. I'm not sure how many caravans he has. Let's take a look here. But this has been a really back and forth game here. Laboratoire doesn't have a caravan line yet. What is this I see? Some siege workshops. Hopefully going to be helping the all-ranged army. Oh no, but these series, 8 series coming in again. And again, no anti-cap. This might be a bad push by Poseidon, and it is. The anti-ranged is coming in to save the day. And there's no, let me see, any barracks? No barracks here. No mountain archers being trained. Some spearmen being trained, but only out of 2 barracks. So 97 villagers to the 80 of the Greek player, who's just had free reign on the opposite side of the map. Ace is a noob. Dranji says, and I oblige. Let's see here. 4th age from Laboratoire Noir. Nothing in sight yet for Poseidon. Still spending his resources really well to get maxed up. Does have a lot of Asabars now to be a good front line, but only has 4 spearmen in the mix. And let's see what the Sofri champion can do. Not focusing on the not focusing on the range, sorry. And now the Hoplites with really good Pierce armor are going to start chewing through these bowmen. I think Poseidon's trying to go for this fortress, and that might be the wrong play. He might be focusing on the wrong thing. He has a good mark line. He has everything good up. Like, he doesn't really need to focus and worry about this fortress. There's nothing behind here that he's protecting, that the Greek player's protecting. See, 80 to the 100 villagers now of Poseidon. So the armies are about the same, about equal. This fortress has been doing work and is actually being healed by these villagers. So the Greek player knows how critical holding this position seems to be for him. And there's actually some small raiding by spearmen here on this side of the map. Could disrupt some of Poseidon's foothold. Oh, but I'm missing this. This is the proxy rams that Ace was talking about. Going for the throat, or this particular TC. Unfortunately, these villagers weren't able to save him in time, and here come the Gastros. The Gastros will be excellent units against what we have here. And is this a Palantonin out? So the proxy rams are doing damage, but on this side of the map, Poseidon's still in age 3, doesn't have the gold to get to age 4. He does have a huge villager lead, but it's not going to be enough if he keeps throwing units here on this side of the map. He doesn't have the static defenses to sort of just let... oh, and the TC goes down. The far second TC goes down, and these Pelotonians are going to take out these houses, these production facilities, and there's no army here for Poseidon to help out with this. The proxy rams are just stuck in the middle of the base, and Poseidon taps GG. Oh my goodness. That was such a huge tug of war, back and forth and back and forth. Again, I think this fortress was the MVP of the game. Poseidon taking fights that... taking unfortunate fights that he wasn't able to remax from. And it sort of put him on the back foot and allowed the Greek player to age up. I think this might be the first time I've seen a Greek player win a match, actually, on a stream. So that's good to see. I'm very happy for that. It is best of 3, actually. Best of 3. Let's go. Here's a best of 3. I asked these players before, so let me change this. We definitely want to see a best of 3 from these guys. Maintenance in 10 minutes, but does the maintenance shut the server off though, or? Oh no. Okay. I know. I think it's not fake news. I think there is maintenance that P pushed back, but I think he only pushed it back to like 10 minutes. But we need to. Oh my god, Ace is shit. Okay, let's do the next map. Next map is actually Black Forest, but I don't think that's a good map for these players. I want it might be too overpowered for the Greek player. Let me switch the scene here. Actually, I gotta be a good caster, you know. Okay, team 1. You want purple. Team 2. Equal footing. Okay. Ready? Alright, let's get this started. Equal footing. Same people, same civs. Let's see if the Greek player can pull out another win. I don't know where Lavator Nar came out of, but apparently, does anybody know what he used to play or if he used to play Age? I haven't seen him before until just recently, and he has been just absolutely on a tear. First with Ace, you gonna drop 700k on Brand's Bronze Ruined Battlehorn. I don't know where Lavator came from. If anybody does know, please let me know. I gotta ask him after too myself, but first killing it with Egypt. Anubis. That sounds familiar. It does sound familiar. I gotta go watch some old VODs. But yeah, no, he's doing extremely well. And I'm glad to see him using Greeks. It sort of proves that he is an excellent player. And Poseidon, we already know how great Poseidon is. So we hold him to that high standard. Here it is, the same opening build, same super clean, crisp second TC. Let's see how quickly the Greeks can get up this second town center. Poseidon, same thing, but I will say the Greek player does not scout. He focuses mainly on making sure that the resources around his base are confirmed. But Poseidon, doing an excellent job of doing both of those things. He's already established the resources around his base, and then he has scouted what his opponent's doing. So I like Poseidon's way of scouting so much more. Yes, let's update the score. Sorry. Thank you guys for keeping me honest. Let's do one here. Select color. It's going to be purple. All right, sweet. Sign getting up both players the exact same time. Look at this, exact same time for second age. Getting up, nice safe second hunt. Nice safe third hunt. So if I don't see Poseidon getting hunting dogs this game, I don't know what's going on. Let's see, in Levatoir's base, he also has a safe second hunt and probably missing a third hunt. But see where Poseidon's going to put his second town center. He's going to put it. Okay, it's a fairly good spot. It's got a gold mine. It's got some deer here, and he will be able to protect. So this is 3 minutes. 40 seconds for Poseidon, and 3 minutes and 30 minutes and 30 seconds for Lavator Noir. I really like this play from him. This is an excellent hunt that he's protecting. Actually, so he does have a nice third hunt. But also, when Poseidon, if he decides to push in, it's super easy for him to just fall back to his TCs, especially in the early game. Whereas Poseidon is sort of shoehorning himself into the aggressor's position. Go to bed, Crunch. First production facility from Poseidon is going to be the archer range. Despite how well the Greek player really used Ceres in the last game. And again, Loom from the Greek player. Something you don't often see players prioritize, especially when you have pop space. But in that last game, it really helped him not lose a lot of villagers to some raids, some Asabara raids. So I think it paid off handsomely for him. He is a bit delayed on putting out some production facilities. He is getting one up right now, and he looks like he's going to be making a nice wall here. Although I don't think you can get past that, so you're good. Barracks, first production facility from him. Probably expecting that same sort of Asabara raid, but I don't think he's scouted. Yeah, he hasn't scouted second town center. He's scouting right now. Excuse me. So barracks might not be the best first building, but we'll see. 1-1-1. Oh no. Looks like Poseidon's going heavy on wood. Already with 9 villagers here, so it's going to try to get up lots of archer ranges. The drunken age. Oh, that's jokes. Whoops. Here I am talking. Thank you, Hunter. Much appreciated. I was saying that I love this from Poseidon. He's getting up some spearmen, which is exactly what he needs against all of the Seraph Sophori. And sort of getting free houses. But, you know, it's buying the Greek player some time. Yeah, he's not losing much for these houses, so I take this fight. And yeah, he's smart enough to fall back. Just needs a lot more spearmen, I think. He has a really good ball of bowmen here. 35 bowmen to the 9 talks. But these spearmen are going to need to carry. Going to need to make sure that he doesn't lose all of his Tox Ball. It's all going to rest on the shoulders of these spearmen here. 5 left. And there are... It doesn't look like there's going to be enough. 26 bowmen, 25 bowmen. The meat shield is gone. And yeah, falling back to his base. He does still have enough of an army to defend this, but again, by having his town center spread out, it makes it harder for him to defend against a push like this. Sari is really carrying this fight. And the Greek player like continuing to build spearmen despite being against like can't lose these spearmen. Despite being against lots of spearmen, or anticipated a lot amount of spearmen, he's still making spearmen because instead of Hypaspis, because he doesn't want that transition to Asabaras to be so devastating. First armory upgrade coming out for Poseidon. I like this transition to farm fairly early. He has some hunt in the back here. I'm surprised he's doing that. On the back of this, barbed arrows, the most important upgrade for the Greeks. Some houses here, nothing crazy. The Greek player not deciding to go to age 3, still deciding to make sure he stays maxed, so he doesn't get pushed by Poseidon here. Poseidon is housed right now. Let's see him put down some houses somewhere. There are 12 spearmen. But again, now that there's 25 talks, these spearmen are going to be a lot less effective, especially if he gets a nice Tox Ball off. Oh, 12 spearmen down to 9. And there are so many Saris in this base, in this army here. Continuing to make bowmen. Lavatur also getting shield rim. Poseidon doesn't have the gold at the moment. Doesn't have a safe gold, second gold. Or no, he does. He does. He has 1 gold here. He has 1 in his base, and he has 1 on this side. So he just needs to make sure not to. Actually, third age ticked up for the Greek player, and this is him taking really good fights, not needing to remax so much, or not the cost of the remax not costing so much. Poseidon did get Loom as well, so excellent job by him. But I think this was a distraction. The Greek player has enough of a meat shield with these spearmen to even push into the base here and start picking off some houses, picking off some stuff. There are a lot of bowmen here, but they're only bowmen. They're only basic bowmen, not barbed arrows yet. Oh, can't lose these spearmen. This is super important. Oh no, he's trying to micro them, but in the meantime, these talks are really taking pot shots at the spearmen. Oh no, 39 bowmen. These spearmen are doing good work. They're getting on the Sari, but there's still 20 bowmen here in this army. This is not. I think you need some Asavar in here as a tank, like just as a healthy meat shield. And this is putting Poseidon on the back foot really, really hard. Yesn't. Yesn't. No, he unfortunately Egypt is too strong. Let's see here. Bram's coming in for the Greek player. This is all Pierce, and he sort of doesn't want to overextend with the 6 spearmen he does have in this army. So he needs some real crush damage. And I like this too. I think it was Rakim 1 who mentioned that Peltost are going to be even more important going forward. Could we see the comeback of Greeks? Could this be it? Okay, here we go. This is a good engagement by Poseidon, but oh no, he was going to be flanked by those Saris. He is sandwiched between these houses. He doesn't have any He doesn't have any defensive buildings, and he's continuing to make. Oh, he is an H3 now, getting Bowman champion. Okay, that's some promising aspects. Oh no, Poseidon's making his third town center right next to the Rams. He's making it right next to the Rams. No, one little tap, boom, gone. Poseidon's trying to creep out into this side of the map, and he just can't because he doesn't have the army size. He doesn't have the right unit composition yet. No Bowman champion either. Not yet, at least. Sari Sofrai champion in the works. Let's see the armory for these players, actually. Scale Mill coming in to protect against those Asabaros and Spearmen. So all H2 armory upgrades. Poseidon's villagers getting picked off here, one by one. And here come the Rams. The Rams are coming to close this game out. Poseidon's still splitting his army, but he can't split this army against this huge ball of Tox. Sparabara being trained instead of the Spearmen. That might be a good choice just to soak up all the damage. Like, even if they don't do the damage, it's these bowmen that are going to be doing the damage. Let's see what they can do. Bowman champion. Poseidon still only at 150 pop. And there are Peltos in this army. 4 Peltos, some Sari. Seems like the Greek player is just doing an excellent job of making sure that there is no range in this game allowed. Shutting it down 2-0 for our new incumbent. Oh my. What a game. What a game, and what a showing for the Greeks, right? Like, let's hear it for the Greeks. Their Tox ball, using some Peltos, the strength of those H2 Sari with Sari champion, 3.55 multiplier against ranged. Yeah, that was excellent. And of course, like, Persia is known for their really good bowmen. They're cheap, they're fast to produce, but there needs to be enough of a meat shield there to protect the bowman ball, and there just wasn't. Ooh. Oh no. I think Levator might have logged off. Potentially. Potentially might have logged off, but that was a 2-0 for him. Poseidon might be able to face off against Greeky. Hey, Akaram. Nice to see you. Let's see who else is on. Pharos, you're on. Anybody else who's on that's down to play? You can do hopefully one more at least. Rakeem, you want to play a game? I don't think I've seen you play a game, or at least no, I have. We played some 2v2s together, but you want to play a game? Ooh. Is anybody on right now? Greeky, I don't see you on. Okay, good to see you. Hopefully you get to play some games. And if again, like, let's pull this up. Let's see here. Can you guys see this? Display capture. This is what we're playing for. This is what we're playing for, guys. So next Saturday, same time, same place, the players are going to be playing for 60,000 coins, 1,000 Empire points, and 1,500 Sparta points, which the servers are going to be down in 45 minutes. Let me ask Poseidon. Wants to play against Greeky? This guy. Do you see this? Do you see this? Forever? No. I think I spelled maintenance wrong. Okay, who else? Poseidon was playing with this. Okay, Greedy, if you get on, let's Troller. Do you wanna jump on? Or Coven? Coven, yeah. I'd like to see a Greeky versus Coven game. Greeky versus Kittens. Yeah, you can play. So, and whenever you get your new computer, Vahoover, you want to play versus Greeky? Okay. Well, I think if that's the case, we're going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on yet another great community challenge. Just to catch you up, best of one of Hunter versus Bullet went to Hunter. A really great game. A lot of wodes. More wodes than you've ever seen in your life, at least in a 1v1 game. That was a lot of fun. Then Carnage and Break Penguin had such a great back and forth on... just had such a great back and forth on small wildwoods. Skirmishers were brought out. That was a lot of fun. But unfortunately, Carnage is just so good and able to take such great fights with... I'm low level. Able to take such great fights against... the Chariot Archers, and then Poseidon and level 2 Noir. Great to see another high-level player playing. So I expect him to participate in the next Romans tournament when we do have it. When the Romans come out soon, hopefully, cross my fingers. Well, it's OP. Please don't nerf. Yeah. We can do Empire FSB versus Vahoover. Yeah. Or Flavio versus Vahoover. Okay. All right, let's get on. Get on, guys. I think I have both of you on my friends list. Yeah. Hurry. The servers are going to shut down in 45 minutes. All right, we're gonna add here. Best of one for Hoover versus I am Flavio. Excellent. Yeah, Greeky. We're gonna do a less high level game. Quick, log in. Hoover's in. Flavio, where are you? I think my music stopped. Oh no, I just muted it. Take care, man. Flavio, are you joining? Okay. Oh, actually, Troller versus Greeky games, though? Troller versus Greeky games? Oh. That would be fun. Troller versus Greeky, actually. Let's do that. If Flavio doesn't come, we can do that. And we have Verhoover, if he's down, he can join me. And he can cast. Yes, I agree. El Jeremo. Oh no, Flavio's here. Okay. Verhoover's here too. Okay, we play nice game with Verhoover.
Ahura Mazda bless you.
Oh, what is this? Who is this? Psychosaurus, just now joining. Shake my head. Okay, let's get this started. We'll play a quick best of one here for Hoover and Flavio. But Troll, if you guys can log in, right? Like, Sparta. Oh. Okay, let's change this up. Wait, what the heck happened here? What happened to my overlay? Huh? Oh, I have this display capture on. Here we go. Let's change this to best of one. And then we have Verhoover on this side of the map. On Arabia. Oh my goodness. This random map choice chose Arabia. Goodness me. And then we need to change red score. Select color. Let's go with red. And then 0, 0. Not -0. Just 0, 0. Okay. Standard opening. Nice double town center by Verhoover. Both these players are very good. Just in general, I would say Verhoover is probably better. But this is the Greeks we're talking about. Can the Greeks pull out a win? We will see. My mom's making something fierce downstairs. Smells really good. We're gonna call this the last game. So Verhoover's going on berries, getting that berry upgrade, and Flavio actually got hunting dogs on Arabia. Don't often see it, but he did manage to score himself a hunt. He does have some goats here in the mix, so not bad. Miss rally here to the ox cart instead of to a specific resource. Ooh, Verhoover stealing these goats, so I thought he had goats. I thought he could take advantage of that, but it looks like Hoover's going to steal it. Going for a quick second town center. I didn't pick Arabia. It just happened to be that Arabia was picked through a random selection of map. Mistakes were made potentially. I should have chose like Arabia or something, but not Arabia. Oasis. Let's sit back. Let's relax. Let's watch both these players macro up. Hoover missed some villager cycles. I and Flavio also missed a little bit of a couple seconds there. Hoover could age up really quickly now. I expect him to do that, and he does. He's already up to 60 stone. Let's see what Flavio's doing. Just now getting stone. So I'm not sure what Flavio's been purchasing all this time, because they should be even on villagers. 13 villagers to the 14. It looks like Flavio's down 1 villager actually, because he has 2 ox carts which count as villagers. I like this from Hoover. He moved his villagers from berries onto something else, onto the stone. Hoover trying to make a get right up to that 300 stone. Let's see, he should. No, he's focused on sheep. Focused on sheep in the middle map, and he overgathered stone. Let's see. Is woodline close left for Hoover? Close left. It's not a bad woodline actually. You can defend easily here, but he does have something here on the. Oh, it's not closed. No. It's an open woodline here. So it's a good marker line actually. Good marker line woodline. Let's see here. Going to Flavio's base. Standard layout for Arabia. I played a game against Lavatoire Noir on Sparta a couple days ago, and it was the funniest thing. He had no wood, and I mean no wood whatsoever anywhere here, and he had to go like all the way here to get some wood. It was crazy. And I also had like just the smallest wood line on this side. Let's see, villager count 17 to the 21. I think there's 1, 2, yeah, so Flavio's up slightly, and that might be because he aged up slightly later. But then this second town center is going to be the economic powerhouse that Hoover needs to take this game. Let's see what production facility goes down with first, or if he decides to go for super greed and get up a market line. That'd be pretty impressive if he does. Flavio getting a far second town center. And again, like mid-southwest part. Oh, like over here. It doesn't look like he should be able to cut through this with some villagers. Yeah, it's a fair market line. He will get like he could get sniped here actually. This ridge is not the best for Hoover. See, stables coming out for Flavio. That's what I expected. For Hoover, still 600 wood and no production facilities dropped yet. Well, he's focusing on. I guess he's waiting to see what his opponent's doing, and he sees his stables. Doesn't see anything else. Doesn't see a second town center. At least not yet. It's a pretty hidden second town center too. Just getting up now. So there's definitely a villager lead. 28 to the 27, I think. And there's 3 ox carts here for Flavio. So Hoover with the villager lead. Getting up some walls, some early walls. Cavalry going up. Academy going up. Early academy. So maybe he's going to go to the age 3 super quickly. But if he's doing that, he's got to do something fast. Do something fast before these Lancers can do something. And before Flavio gets to age 3 himself and gets up some some mounted archers. Something that I really like, something that I think that Flavio should do better with, because I've been watching some of his games on his stream. He streams every once in a while, doing some practice, some PvP. He's been practicing with Babylon recently, which is good. I don't think there's enough Babylon players, and I used to dog on Babylon a lot, but I think they're fine, at least in the current meta. And he usually forgets to build all of his gardens. And I'm hoping that on this map, where it's nice and safe, let's see if Hoover saw this. Yeah, he did. So I'm hoping that on this map, where it's nice and safe, and you can build all these gardens just line the back of your base, that he does that. For Hoover going H3, so he realizes that these lancers are going to come out, and he's going to need some stables, and particularly Padromos to defend against this. Seems like he's going to go for that all-in aggression there. I would like to see him put some more guys on stone, so that he gets up a nice third town center really quickly as well. For Hoover, Silver Age, and that should be nice new graphics there. That should be the cue for him to make a ton of Padromos, and that should be the cue for Flavio to realize he's slightly behind there, both in villager production, 40 to the 43, and there's 2, 3, actually 3, 4, 5. So he's like down 3 villagers, 2 villagers, but not too bad. The scout doing work, trying to do work to save the villager against the jaws of the lion. Almost coming out, but he's low on food. He's lots of gold, and he's using that gold to buy irrigation, which is going to be useful on these 3 farms. Flavio up to, he has a couple of lancers that are scouting the map for him. Walling off with these cheap Babylonian walls, good. Neither player has gotten a marker yet. Neither player decided to be greedy enough. Flavio going up to H3, and that's going to be an opportunity for him to get out the mounted archers that he so desperately needs against these cavalry. I think for Hoover, yep, snuck into the side of the base here. Sorry, Flavio sneaking into the side of the base. Hoover moving his one villager here to close it off, but Flavio, he sees the hole, and he's gonna, I'm not gonna say it, he's gonna go through the hole. Both players crossing the map, trying to do some damage. This villager is going to die. Villager is gonna die. Yeah, it looks like Hoover's not able to get up farms quick enough to get the food economy he needs. He got the market, he got the academy up to get the building health increase. Interesting. He's in H3, doesn't have enough. Oh, I think he just lost a lot of his food gatherers, and some of his food gatherers here are defended by these Padromos, so that's good. He is trying to push into the side of the map, and he will be able to take out all of these different lancers. But Hoover's focusing on villagers, that's good. And same thing here. Both sides of the map, the players are doing a great job, actually. Hoover doing a really great job killing all these villagers. Really, really strong raid here. But again, his economy is seemingly struggling. 57 villagers to the 47, but doesn't have enough food to do what he wants to do. Flavio, on the other hand, floating a lot of food, floating a lot of gold, could make a ton of more Lancers, but I think he's focusing or trying to focus more on mounted archers, because that's what he's going to need. And if he sits behind these walls and gets the wall upgrade, that should really, really help him. One thing you can do is get up these walls before they convert them into stone cost, and like put them all up in with wood, like layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and then use that upgrade. Jeez, that's not what you want to see. That wall's not going to hold. For Hoover getting all of his upgrades necessary, getting Seri Sofrai champion. I am questioning yet again what his motives are. He has 23 Podromos and could really use that gold to make more. Remember, an upgrade is good. Like, all upgrades are good, but they need to be able to pay for themselves, right? Just like getting an armory upgrade for one unit. Like, armory upgrades are great, but getting an armory upgrade for one unit is not as good as just getting a second unit, right? There needs to be enough Seri to really make use of that upgrade. Both players, though, are at 130 pop, roughly 130 pop, and both players deciding that this is the time to get the market. Flavio's is up slightly faster, and he has 2. He also has his 3rd TC, something that Verhoover's just now getting up. Getting the rest of his armory or market upgrades. Getting an armory up right now. So this philosophy should really help him when he queues up the rest of these upgrades. But he just needs a little bit of wood to do that. Both players content to sit in their base and mass up these large cav armies. Hoover has really nice vision across the map with these watch posts. So good job for him. He can tell where these armies are headed. Lancer champion. Hoover needs to pay attention. For Hoover. Oh no! He just drives right by. And he can't stop now. If he stops now, he'll take a bad fight. But he's just gonna run into the base of Flavio, hopefully, or no, just run home. It seems. To just run home, it seems. Okay. I do think Babs needs Lancers. If for anything, just to break down walls. Like to be as fast as your opponent and to be able to break down walls when you need them to break down walls. And like they're cheap, right? Like you're as a bad player, right? You have a lot of food, and that's not so bad. And you can use that food on the Lancers without feeling bad, right? And you're gonna have a market line that is good enough. Right, and then also like if you don't have the Lancers, then the Series just do like crazy damage against the mounted archers. Like it's a fairly even match, but I think the Series come out of this if they do well. Egypt right now has the best cavalry in the game, just because you have elephants, you have chariot archers, you have camels. Camels are just so good. The best late game cav is probably Hippodicans, although they did get nerfed. Slowly creeping across the map, with these watch posts for Hoover is 89 villagers to the 86, so Hoover still has a nice economic lead there. Making sure to build and repair all these walls. I like it. He has his actually mainly Podromos army. getting up all of his army upgrades. Both players are doing that. So he has all age 2. Flavio still getting age 2. Actually, no. He has age 3 armory upgrades. H3 Pierce. H3 Melee. So really good job by him getting ahead on that. But his score is low because he doesn't have the resources and he doesn't have the villagers that Verhoover does. And the army. Verhoover is fully pop capped. And look at this. Just the blatant plays by him. Going out in the middle of the map and gathering from these... good for him. Gathering from these stone mines. And I think, yeah, Verhoover can see this. Verhoover sees this, but Flavio does not. So let's get the micro here for Verhoover. He's getting the flank with the Ceres on the mounted archers. This is exactly what he needs. And these pot shots by the Ceres with Ceres Sophie champion are going to be excellent. Flavio just needs to make sure to kite. I think, yeah, the 18 of them could take on the 11 here, but this is just really nice. Gathering up right into the front of the base of Flavio. Taking extreme map control here. I love it. Well done. He's missing some wood, but I think in the next minute, 2 minutes, he should be able to have enough wood to go to the 4th age. He's gathering across the map. Look at this. Really good map control. He has complete vision. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. He knows exactly where Verhoover would be where Flavio would be coming from. What he isn't doing, which he should be doing, I guess, is just knocking on the door. Like pull a break penguin, send a couple Ceres here, send a couple Padromos there, and just be a nuisance. But here it is, H4, as soon as he got 1,000 wood. So really well done there. Let's see what he gets. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to be hoping for, but Flavio also clicking up to H4. Let's see how many gardens he has. Gardens. Okay, so he's made all the gardens he can. There's 8 gardens here, and he'll be able to make even more. Flavio is just scouting out with these Lancer champions. Again, I would like to see both players be more active. The only downside to being more active from Verhoover's point of view is, let's say he cracks through this side, but doesn't do enough economic damage to end the game. Flavio is going to wall this up really, really quickly. Verhoover's doing a great job. Greek fire, sorry. Even getting forward walls. This is smart, I think, because the last thing that he needs is for mounted archers to come here and just pick off all of these villagers. Or all the caravans. Verhoover sees this coming into his base, and I'm surprised he's not just... well, he can take out this entire army, so maybe it is the right play. Flavio needs to run. Like, he can't take this fight. There's too many Padromos here. And Flavio, usually known for a really good micro. That was a misstep for sure. Losing a lot of his Lancers. But where's the army? He does have a ton more mounted archers. Already has his 4th town center, so he's doing great there. Verhoover just has 90 villagers to the 103 actually, so Flavio making even more caravans. So he's in a really good spot, both economically, just not from a bank perspective, I guess. Yeah, and from an army perspective, so. Okay. This is it. This is Verhoover's time to shine. He has a large army. There are holes in Flavio's base. Double walls are good. Triple walls are good, but I'm wondering what Verhoover is waiting for. Let me see in his base here. Upgrades. He got the 4th age melee armor upgrade. Still only sitting on 6 production facilities. Oh no, 7. 7, 8, 9. 9 production facilities. Alright, and he's knocking on the door. And this is one of those things where if you bring your whole army, Flavio's going to bring his whole army. But if you split your army, and you can see, like, I think Verhoover can actually see this just tiny little choke. Yeah, and when you focus Flavio's attention on one side of the map, it really doesn't help because he's going to make sure to fortify this position again. But I think Kapodikins were the answer that he was waiting for. So let's see if his massive bank is able to sustain a Potikin production. He's going to need both that and Ceres, though. Let's see where he's rallying them to. Just across the map here. Make some in the middle. Oh, they're rallying to right here. So this is it. He distracts on one side of the map, and then he's gonna really come in here on this side of the map, hopefully, and take advantage of this. I hope so too, Psychosaurus. Oh, does Flavio see this? He does see this, unfortunately for him. Unfortunately for Verhoover, he does see this, and he's going to come with a couple of these Lancers. And he's pushing on the middle of the base, so Verhoover is maxed. 200 of 200 pop. He needs to be able to do something really promising with this, and this is going to be a... I don't think this is going to work, unfortunately. He has too many Mount Archer champions. Yeah, there's 9. There's 11 Hippodicans here. Excellent unit, but man, this is anti-cav at its best. I think Verhoover with some Peltost even, some like pretty much anything plus siege will absolutely put Flavio on the back foot. He's done such a great job of... Oh, and this is great from Flavio, right? Like, slowly but surely, send a couple of things just to annoy your opponent, break through the walls, right? And this is what he should be doing. He should be pecking at this wall here, pecking at this wall here. This is it. Does Verhoover push in from the top, and can he do enough damage? He's waiting for all these upgrades to kick in. I don't know why he needs Balkan arrows, but he does. And Luminaire armor either. Here we go. 26 Hippodicans. And the army of Flavio is crossing the map somewhere else. Here we go. How quickly does this wall go down? And how quickly can Verhoover turn tail and run? It's going to be a chase. It's going to be a real chase. Here it is. Verhoover's in. Go, go, go! The mountain archers are behind you. Do as much economic damage as you can. Go, go, go! He's going to wall himself in. He's going to wall himself in. He's going to wall himself in. Oh, no! He walled himself out. Sorry. He walled himself out. Oh, no. That was a huge mistake. And now Verhoover, with all the might of the Hippodicans, are able to do tons of damage. These mountain archers coming in a couple seconds too late. And Verhoover's bank is huge. Oh my goodness. That was it. I can't believe he walled himself in. He's going after the TC. I think that's the wrong play. Yeah. Let's run. Let's run. This is a chase. We're on the hunt for her valuable things. It's like all of these gardens. That's what we're on the hunt for. And he can make more gardens. Flavio can make more gardens. I don't know why he's not doing that. He's going for the houses instead now. He can't Flavio with this huge bank can't remax. This is exactly what he should be doing. And let's see whether or not Verhoover can actually keep putting on this pressure. He's making a ton of Podikins. Podikins cost a lot. They 97 villagers to 74. So wow, huge damage there by Verhoover. But again, like because he used this opportunity once, he had that one chance. Flavio is not going to let that chance slip by ever again. He's not going to make that happen again. So he's going to need something else to really come back into this game. Because here we go, like triple wall setup. You can make like quadruple, quintuple walls. Let's see, the army of Verhoovers on this side of the map now. Does he have champion? He does have the champion upgrade. These Hippodikins can destroy the walls fairly quickly. And I like this. Like he faked it to one side, made the mounted archers go to the other side. But the issue with making all cav is that Flavio can just make all mounted archers and counter every single thing you do. If Verhoover was able to switch to Gastros or something of the sort and some Palantonins, easy. I think I'm just worried about this maintenance. Hopefully it doesn't just kick us out here. All right, all of the mounted archers of Flavio coming in. He is remaxed. He has a huge bank. And he's just running. He's going for the economic damage. And Flavio's going to chase. Flavio's going to chase. For Hoover, you got to run. If you're going to run, you got to run properly. You can take out this fortress. He needs to... Okay, no, he's going after the villagers that are making the walls. Not a bad idea. Not a bad plan. In the base, he's going after the gardens. Not necessarily the... best play, I guess. I guess he's destroying some of the training time production that come from the gardens, but it's those market lines that are gonna save the day. In the meantime, actually, really good counter raid by Flavio. And again, this is the benefit of just sending like a couple cavalries here and there and everywhere. Oh, is this battering ram champion? This is it. Let's go. That's the siege we need to see. Enforcing the Padromos now out of Verhoover just to clean up those units. Oh my god, he's going in with battering rams instead of... Oh no. Oh no, he needs something to protect this. Okay, here we go. These battering rams are going to try to make their way towards the base. They're going to soak up a lot of pierce damage. They might be able to take out this fortress if they focus fire enough. They might get one hit on the fortress. Nope, they do not. And the army of Verhoover is melting at the feet of these mounted archers. 45 mounted archers. This is a game of attrition right now. And Verhoover is not winning that fight. These mounted archers are taking such economically and advantageous fights. He just keeps pumping these rams here to this side of the map, and he's not. Yeah, he's making series right now. Okay, excellent. Good. Armory upgrade is all done here. These mounted archers are going to try to do as much damage as they can. There's not enough series in this army. I like this forward fortress, right? It'll be hard for the siege, for the mounted archers to come in and do real damage. Hoover nicely walled off again. Here we go. These siege towers, these siege battering rams are going to hopefully do enough damage here. But there are now some spearmen. Full anti-cav of every type. and it's allowing. These rams are allowing Flavio, or forcing Flavio back. Let's look at this. Battering rams have 0.91 pierce armor. They are an absolute soak. They absolutely soak up damage from pierce. You're right. Good call. He's at 190 pop. He must have built some houses that he has not rebuilt. The trades that Hoover is taking is just so much more favorable, but he's unable to get out of his base. He's making more defenses here, more defenses there. Hoover's market line though. Let's see the difference in the market line here. Maybe that's something. 147 to the 90 or 102. So that is a big difference. Okay. Hoover just continuing to pump out lots and lots of cavalry. Does end up getting up this fortress, which is good to see. That'll help him establish this siege workshop position. He's going to come in with these rams, and it's one of those things where this is where you need something to take out these rams. What are good in Babylon to take out rams? Flavio was never using those houses anyway. He's pushing into the base with the rams, trying to do real economic damage, and he'll see all of these houses here. And in the meantime, there were holes in the base for Flavio that he had not patched up yet. For Hoover going for hopefully the market line. These batter ramps continue to get more and more value. Killing villagers, disrupting gathering time. Hoover has a massive bank still. Flavio also has a bank, but he cannot use it because of how well Hoover has played with those caravans, with the battering rams. Killing all of the food gathering resources, but Flavio has 9,000 in the bank. He doesn't really need that. He's making spearmen now, or was making spearmen. He needs to make houses. Where are his villagers? Actually, let's get a villager count. 17 villagers! Flavio is at 17 villagers right now. No wonder he can't make any more houses. He just doesn't have the actual villagers to make the houses. And I think, yeah, that's a GG there. Doesn't have the... Yeah, he's microing his heart out. You can see here, he's microing with these mounted archers to clean up on this side of the base, on this side of the base. He's trying to clean up these walls here, but again, the more he cleans up these walls with these villagers, the less they're building things for him. He's only had 13 villagers now. He's gonna have 200 of 200 pop soon in army. The market line has not gone down, so I would like to see Flavio make more caravans. He's gonna need them, and he seemingly has pushed back the advance of Hoover, who is only at 180 of 200 pop, because this is a scary army. But let's see. Flavio is now at 11 villagers, even less than he had before. I didn't think that it was possible to have this big of a bank, this large of an army, and still have that little amount of villagers. But here it is. Hoover is picking off on one side of the map, opening this door, then opening up this side of the map with this door. Hoover continuing to, Flavio continuing to try to build the walls up. But again, these villagers that every time they go and make a wall, they die. He's not making any more villagers, so I'm not sure exactly what the play is or what he wants to try to do, but I want him to see. I want to see if he can get to like 0 villagers, 200 pop armor. I don't see any raids here actually for Flavio. He's still just running around with these 48 mounted archers, which is 100 pop. Able to do really good damage against these Hippodicans, right? And take good trades, but there goes one TC. Another TC is going to come here, is going to fall to these Rams. Unfortunately, we couldn't seize no Ballista. His bank is still there, eh? He still has 1,400 gold. Hoover just, by the might of his economy, has continued to just rally Hippodicans through and through. And I guess this is what happens when you have mounted archers, right? Like, if you have mounted archers, oh no, I'll see each workshops in the face. But if you have mounted archers, you're not really able to, really do damage to the buildings. So despite how good mounted archers are, you're almost forced to take those defensive fights, and you're not able to get that push. I'm gonna call a GG here, in case server goes down. Okay, Flavio continued to make up some. He's at 8 villagers now, and he has this one TC left. But he has 100 pop in army. I don't know where, but he does. He's got some here. And finally, this TC is going to go down. I say that, but the Lancers are one final thing in the straw of, oh man, 75 population. These villagers are trying their best to. Oh no! Flavio walled in these 5 mounted archers. That is hilarious. Sorry, Ruver walled in these 5 mounted archers. He is trying to make up some more pop. He's made so many houses this game. It's not even funny. He still has these markets up. 7 villagers is the final count. Thank you all for watching. What a back and forth. What a game. Yeah, those Rams came in clutch. Let's look at these stats here. Snare resist. Actually, they have 100% snare resist. Is that what I'm seeing? And no snare. Yes, agreed. 0.91 pierce armor. Maybe I'm sleeping on Rams. The Podikins are really good. Like, I think this is just a really all around good game. I thought that for Hoover in the mid game there was going to flounder, just wasn't taking advantage of the position he was in. But yeah, these walls came in really clutch, and he made sure to keep building them. And then because he had that melee upgrade. Yeah, okay. Psychosaro says there's I'm pretty sure that's what the champion upgrade does, which makes sense. All right, sweet. So with that, guys, I'm gonna head off, get some food, go for a walk. Thank you all for watching. This was a lot of fun. We're doing it all again next weekend. This was the schedule for today, but on the PvP Discord, right there. Let me pull it up. So we're all on the same page. So PvP Discord right here. Let me explain how you sign up. So there's a sign up sheet right here. And there'll be games here, right? So I'll put like number 1 is a best of 1 on a specific map, right? Number 2 is a best of 1 or a 1v1 or a 2v2 on a specific map. And what you do is you just come here. If the numbers aren't already there, all you do is like add in a 1 here. And then I'll come in and I'll see like, okay, Poseidon wants to face off against somebody else. And I'll make a fair fight for you guys, right? Like a game that both players are equally matched on, or as equally matched as possible. And remember, we're doing this all for coins, Empire points, Sparta points, and for the love of the game. So thank you all. All good, Cameron. So thank you for joining me. And there goes the server. There goes the server. It will be available at a later time. So thank you all for watching. We're gonna talk soon, and I'll see you guys next Saturday. Take care.